So if you feel like online learning trends sound exactly the same every single year, you know, AI, personalisation, micro-learning, you're honestly not wrong. Every January it kind of just seems like it's the same headlines with a new year kind of slapped on top. So the reality I have from this is that the actual ideas don't change, it's just the way that we're using them has. And that gap is basically between boring corporate training and online learning that actually works. Let's have a look. Hi everyone, Charlotte here, good to see you. Or if you're new, really nice to see you here. If you love the idea of hearing more about AI, e-learning and tech trends, then definitely subscribe because I'm here every single week bringing you guys content. Okay, let's get straight into it. So this isn't a predictions video. This is about what learners are already experiencing when they do log into a platform. And it's kind of just without even realizing it. And once you notice these shifts, you kind of can't unsee them. So I'm going to be sharing with you the top 5 online learning trends currently today, but how it's transforming, not just the idea, but what's actually happening, why they work, kind of why they fail as well. What do you think the first one is? AI. But AI is not a headline anymore. We all know what it is. Everyone talks about it. It's just norm. Learners don't just think I'm using AI. Learners think, what does this platform seem to get me? You know, standard example, Netflix. You don't just click a button and activate algorithm. You just open it and think, why is this uncomfortably accurate? Why it just recommends programs to me tailored to what I like. So if you've ever used platforms such as Udemy or Coursera, you watch one course, you'll participate in it, and then the platform kind of goes like, okay, I see you. And then it oddly kind of recommends specific pathways to you. Let's look at a sales rep, for example. Let's say they are on Udemy or any type of course site or LMS, and they keep going back to negotiating courses. And without asking the system anything, the system gradually stops, pushing onboarding content. It starts recommending advanced negotiation scenarios and practice modules. And when we're looking at a workplace, for example, in the past, I've used Absorb LMS and we didn't have AI tailored pathways. So all the learners got exactly the same each and it wasn't tailored. So we don't know what the learner is doing, what they click on, what they avoid. And that's how AI works. It tailors it. And to be honest, I don't know if you agree with me, and if systems are not using this, it becomes very hard to be personalized to every single learner. And why do you think this works? This works because it removes friction. The learner doesn't need to search or filter or even decide. The platform generally moves forward. Less effort, less decision, less fatigue, and more momentum. But why does this also fail? I think it fails when platforms try too hard to show AI. Sometimes recommendations kind of just feel random, repetitive. To be honest, this happens to me. Like, I click on something out of curiosity and then I probably won't ever click on it again, but YouTube or anywhere I am decides that I like it and now my homepage is full of the same thing. Sometimes it just doesn't come across helpful, it just comes across kind of annoying and creepy, I think. It's like, for example, you completed a course, passed it, moved on, but it's still got things popping up not relevant anymore. Make sure you stay until number 5 because that one I think is actually the most interesting because it's not something that's actually in the yearly trend. The other 4 are, but the 5th one I think is a little bit new. We don't really talk about it. It's still ongoing, so definitely stick around and listen to all 5. So trend number 2, snack size, short bite-sized learning elements. It's just like when you get a software update, you're at work, and it asks you to complete a 1-hour course. Instead, a 60-second pop-up video or a mini online learning e-learning course could just do the job. And in that moment, when you're so busy, that's all you need because a software update could just be a quick situation. Of course, if something is more in depth, that you really do need to have that extra piece of learning materials, then of course it might be different. But a software update is something small that you may need just a few 30 seconds, 60 seconds, a couple of minutes, then bite-sized learning elements are great. So why does bite-sized learning work? Because I think it respects of how people actually learn under pressure in short bursts and usually on their phone. Sometimes you just need to solve a problem now and all you need is a little bit of information. But why does it also fail? Sometimes it fails when you have micro-learning content but with no purpose. You're just doing it for the sake of having micro-learning. Do you know what I mean? Short stuff doesn't automatically mean useless. And we don't just want short content that's fluff and no relevance. And the important thing to note here is, yes, we are tailoring our content to suit the learner, but if they don't want to learn or not willing to learn, then even if we provide micro-learning or longer courses, it's all down to the individual. But we can certainly help the situation by giving those micro learning elements, and then the learner decides if they want to or not, you know? Let's go on to trend number 3. Learning that flexes around you. So earlier I discussed AI and personalization, but this is more about branching diagrams. This is an example. If you kind of breeze through your quizzes, the system skips the basics. If you struggle, it slows down, adds examples, and gives you more practice without asking you to choose anything like tick here if you feel confident, etc. Platforms like Docebo, Absorb LMS, adapt quietly in the background. Why does this work? It reduces the cognitive load, which is great. We don't want lots of information at once. We just want to be able to do our pathway without getting questions A, B, C. Are you confident? Are you confused? And that's what we're going down. We're going down the path of seeing how the learner is doing as they go along. Have they done the quiz well? Do they need more time, etc. The learners have enough to worry about. They focus on the learning, not the system. Do you know what I mean? But why does this fail? I think it fails when adaptation becomes too aggressive. I think if people feel rushed about important concepts or instantly corrected, I think it kind of just creates anxiety instead of support. So 4th trend is proving it works, not just clicks. Completion rates, to be honest, are officially boring. So imagine a gym saying 97% of our users have watched the workout video. Great, but did they get any stronger? Great, we've got 97% completion rate, but are they actually building muscle? Are they actually reaching their fitness goals? What leaders want now is to see that it's actually worked. So now, instead of just tracking completion rates, learning management systems are tracking things like sales performance, customer satisfaction, productivity, errors or complaints all in one. So now companies are using, learning management systems to connect learning data with real learning business data. So people that completed this learning pathway, for example, closed deals faster, made fewer mistakes, or onboarded quicker. That's what we want to get out of it. That's the big difference. And why this works, because great, we have learning and we have online courses, but completion rates don't mean anything if we don't get any difference in that learner. In other words, it's more about the business outcomes than just the learning activity. But why could this fail? It fails when, businesses, for example, choose metrics over context. And sometimes not everything is valuable or easy to measure. You can agree on that. Productivity, it can be hard to measure. I think the bad measures can be more dangerous than no metrics at all. So again, it's an example. It's not looking at how many times somebody has gone to the gym. It's about that time that they actually there. Are they getting fitter? So we really need to be careful with that. This is an ongoing trend that we're building and building. Now, we've covered 4 different online learning trends. Number 5, real people over polish. I mean, basically, yeah, great, online courses are really good if you want a structured way to learn, but sometimes just a quick screen record does the job with a real person. We're moving less from corporate TV and more like creators. I, for one, do a lot of screen records where, I need to show something quickly. This is how you use the system. Quick screen record, a few minutes, send it over, job done. I mean, I don't know if everybody would agree with this, but I rather just, if we need something quick, even if I look slightly awkward, voice is weird, just a quick video to show you what needs to be done, then real person just showing you, scrolling their screen on a webcam or whatever, really does the job. And obviously tools do this, Articulate 360, which is more for advanced e-learning designers. I've done a video on that as well in the past. They have screen recording, but you can just do it, on your Mac or your PC as you normally would. And why does it work? Because people just build trust. But then also looking at the other spectrum, this could fail because authentic becomes careless, while you're simply just not even caring about what you're sending or what you're doing. That's the kind of worry or the boundary there. If you start to send poor audio structure, everybody else starts to do the same, and you say we don't know what is quality anymore. And sometimes it becomes unclear, and sometimes you do need a real pathway. I personally think it comes down to the topic and what you need, but I definitely think the real person, more content creation rather than corporate, online learning training is definitely a trend. So those are my top 5 online learning trends. What do you guys think? Is there any in there that I've missed, more importantly? Let me know in the comments below. I've got lots of different online learning videos for you guys to check out. I will pop them straight after this, but if you did like this video, do give me a like. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe for weekly updates. Have a really great day, everyone. Thank you. Bye.